Hey, Randy T-Bird, trying to do a comparison test today between the Memphis Shades Gauntlet fairing on my 2021 Street Bob and the Road Warrior fairing. I have both. I had one left over from Medina, and I put on first, and I changed to the Road Warrior, and I got curious as to what the real differences were. You know, starting out with the Gauntlet I'm on, it still blocks a lot of wind. It looks very sleek, and I really like the looks of it. And again, it punches a pretty good hole in the airstream, and that's good for comfort and a little wind diversion here, because these bikes, when the naked bikes, can be very very breezy. And with the Street Bob, unless you have you know, different bars or whatever, it can be very hard to hold on at speed. And right now I'm going about 75 miles an hour, and it's very comfortable. I haven't noticed a ton of wind noise difference between the two, but this one is good. It's a good solution if you like a more sleek look than the Road Warrior. The one thing I do notice is the bugs do tend to get through, as opposed to the Road Warrior. The windshield, I have an 11-inch windshield on the Road Warrior, and it blocks most of the bugs, so my screen doesn't catch them. But out riding today, I have seen the effect of the bugs today. They've been smacking the snot out of me, and not as bad as with no fairing at all, but they're definitely getting through. I ran through like a swarm of gnats or white flies or whatever they are, and that pretty much peppered my shield on my helmet, and the front bike is covered with them. But that doesn't really happen on the Road Warrior. I really get very few bugs that actually make it to my screen. Some of them hit the top of my helmet, whatever. Some people would ask me, is it buffeting? Well, I'm 5'7", so I don't get any buffeting. But maybe some of you are taller, you might get buffeting, but you know, that's something you have to try out for yourself. There are adjustments you can make on the mounts for these, and one of the cool things is if you have both fairings for whatever reason, when your existing mounts on there, it's just a matter of unlocking the trigger locks and sliding one on. So it's actually pretty cool if you want to change out. It takes all of about a minute to do it, and that's if you can't find where you stored the fairing. So but anyway, that's the first part of this video, and that's on the Memphis Shades Gauntlet fairing. If you go to buy one all out and out, you're looking at about $300 with the mounts and the mount kit and the fairing itself. And the Gauntlet is a little bit more expensive because you have to buy a windshield, which is $100. So yeah. Next, I will mount up the Road Warrior fairing and give you my thoughts on that, and then we'll have a conclusion. This is Randy T-Bird. I'll be back again. Hey, it's Randy T-Bird here, and this is back to part 2 of my comparison evaluation Road Warrior fairings. First part was, just to recap, is the Road Warrior, the Memphis Shades Gauntlet fairing. Let me clarify that. The Gauntlet fairing was on yesterday. Went for a ride with that, and today I put the Road Warrior back on, and just to set the parameters again, it's on my 2021 Softail Street Bob 114, and yesterday I went through what it was like to ride with the Gauntlet fairing, and just to recap that a little bit, very sleek looking. More wind gets over it, but it's still pretty comfortable and punches a big hole in the airstream. Now, on to the Road Warrior. The Road Warrior is more like a reproduction like T-Sport fairing, not exactly like it, to get that out of the way. It is definitely a Memphis Shades. This one's about 19 inches wide, and it mounts on the same mounts that I had the Gauntlet on, so if you feel like changing things back and forth, you can do that. The Road Warrior has interchangeable windshields where the Gauntlet does not, and the one I have on here that you're looking through right now is the lightly shaded, or Ghost as they call it, 11-inch windshield. They make them up to 14, I believe, or 17. For my stature, I don't think I would go with a 17. They even make them shorter. They make a 7-inch one. They make a vented one. So you get a lot of options with the Road Warrior. Now, the Road Warrior blocks a bigger patch of air than the Gauntlet did, and still looks pretty good in my opinion. A lot of my friends ride with the Road Warrior fairing, and it's an economical option compared to things like the original T-Sport fairings and those repops that you get off of Amazon. Some of them are some of them are better. Connolly made a fairing, was quite expensive. I don't know if Connolly's even around anymore. I haven't seen any ads for them recently, but they were $700-800 bucks, and hardware. So the Memphis Shades fairing, I believe, is 199 bucks for the Road Warrior for the basic fairing. Then you got $150 for your kit. You got 30 bucks for the headlight block, which you need, otherwise the headlight sits too deep in the fairing. And I suppose you could get away with it if you really wanted to, but the headlight looks better out at the leading edge of the fairing. Windshields are 99 bucks. I was fortunate enough to find one at a swap meet. I originally the one I got at the swap meet was a dark smoke, and it's like looking through pitch black. So I ended up trading it out for one of these Ghost or lightly smoked one, whatever. Memphis Shades products are good quality. When you go to mount them, they can be a little fiddly, getting all the brackets and the adjustments right. You have a little bit of adjustment fore and aft and up and down. The position of your headlight will limit how far you can go up and down, depending on which model bike you're riding. They make them for a lot of different models. The softail standard and this bike is pretty much the same setup, and others out there I couldn't vouch for because I don't really know. I did have a slim, and I had the Road Warrior on it, and that worked out pretty good too. So anyway, these knock a sizable hole in the airstream, and you don't get peppered with bugs nearly as much. You'll see the windshield catch the bugs with it. We're going over the Gauntlet screen and hitting my face shield, which is you know, it is part of riding, but sometimes it's a pain in the butt. If you go through a lot of bugs, you have to stop every so often and clean off your windshield so you can see. This one is in my line, right above my line of sight, as you see when I put my arm out here. And pay attention to what I'm doing here. And that allows me to look over it, and the light tint of there is enough that I like the tint, but it definitely is, the view forward is good. So again, it blocks a good hole in the airstream, and I don't get any buffeting on this either. You might have to experiment with different windshield heights. If you're a taller person, I'd definitely go with the taller windshield. If you're a very short person, and I call myself just short, not very short, you probably want to go with the shorter windshield. I haven't tried the ones with the vents. Friends of mine that have them say, well, they can't really tell the difference, whatever. It's supposed to reduce the draft behind the windshield, not unlike the Rushmore vents in the touring bikes, but from what I've been told, it doesn't really make that much difference. So, you know, that's up to you if you like the looks. I personally do not like the looks of the vented fairing. To me, it detracts from the lines of the fairing. But I guess it all depends on how much of a big piece of plastic you want on the front of your bike. The Gauntlet is very sleek looking, almost like a racing fairing, and the Gauntlet is call it maybe a sport. Yeah, I can't get my words straight this morning. The Road Warrior fairing is more of a sport touring. So that's my quick and dirty analysis. If you got questions, I'd be happy to answer them. And no, I'm not a shill for Memphis Shades, but I have had their products and I can vouch for their quality. And they seem to always be available. There was a little shortage of the right windshields for a while, but in this world of globalization and the problems caused by the global pandemic, there is a lot of shortages. So what I found is I ended up getting the pieces from a couple different sources, and everything came together right about the same time. So that was good. Anyway, this is Randy T-Bird out here at Arizona. I hope you enjoyed the video, and please subscribe. Doing well here. I'm really humbled by the amount of subscribers that I've been able to get. And for you folks that watch the video and don't subscribe, it's not hard to do. Just push that button. And anyway, this is Randy T-Bird. I'm going to go for a ride and enjoy my Road Warrior fairing. We'll talk to you later. Bye.